Ministro Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Take a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
We have 2 sets of minutes to approve.
Yeah, you can do them all.
Okay, make a motion to approve all the minutes.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Right.
Opposed, say nay. Minutes approved. Communications.
Nothing this week, really.
Well, Kevin and I had union negotiations. Is that on the agenda to talk about later?
No, we didn't put it on there.
I was wondering about that, and I forgot to say something.
I forgot it. Discuss it now. It's communications.
Yeah, we just can't act on anything, I guess. But, we gave our counter proposal of the holiday pay and then the 2.7, which is the CPI index for the state. And then there was a lot of discussion on the, on-call pay again, but they agreed that we just need to have like meetings this summer and have an MOU. It's not the right time, so that was good. And they came back with, do you have that on you, Kevin?
2.5,
Yeah,
July 1st, and then 2.0, right, for January 1st.
or, right?
Oh, I didn't get the 4 one. I don't remember.
There was 2 options that they presented. Oh, here we go. 4.5 right away in
Oh,
July,
yeah, that's right.
or 2.5 in July and 2 in January. But they said we can do email, we don't have to do more meetings, so next week we'll have an agenda for us to decide on a counter proposal. Other than that, I think that was it.
I didn't have anything. I was supposed to have a Pioneer Cemetery, but didn't have that.
Kevin went?
Not enough people. They switched it to next Thursday, so Kevin can go next Thursday.
You got plans already?
I just had, I went to the meeting, the cancer information meeting that was at the library. I think we all got an email on that. Very informative. It was a lot of information I think we already knew just from the email that we're second in the nation as far as cancer, and Iowa County is, I think, considerably high just for the state as well in certain cancers, but it kind of broke down all the cancers in categories and where we're at within the nation and within the state and stuff like that. And then they had some websites and stuff that you could go on to help you understand it better and give you some ideas on how to prevent cancer. Things such as, taxing tobacco and alcohol and things like that, and education stuff wise. But then other than that, Kevin and I had the meeting with Nick, and I'm sure Nick's gonna talk about it today, so I won't take his fire away from him. We'll
Let him have the glory.
let him have the floor. Yep. That's all I had.
I was at the same meetings that you were at, and Andrew's at. I think that's all I had.
The thing with Nick. So you guys are talking about?
Yeah. There were no liquor licenses. Taken for something? There were no liquor licenses. Oh, you can even start budget, or you want to wait till later? I'd rather wait till,
I'd rather wait.
instead of jumping in and out all the time.
I'm just running some numbers right now on what raises would cost, just so you know what to move around, so you kind of get an idea.
Yeah, like I said, I talked to Rob. He's gonna come over when we want him to come over. Unless some emergency happens. You had questions about Dylan's name and the ambulance budget also? I believe.
So I added negotiation considerations for next week.
Should we recess till 9:15?
Yeah. We have a budget meeting between now and then.
Recess?
Already? Very bad of
Do we
me.
want to?
That's like when you have a late start at school and you get to go out to recess right away?
Yeah, probably.
Morning recess?
You do all of that, you need to get on there so that we can contact during
I noticed driving here, I'm gonna have a heck of a wind all the way up to Cassuth County today.
Don't know anyone texting us.
So we got the snow ordinance in 9:45, is that correct? We're gonna be starting that bridge on Tier R soon. So I got all the points set up for the guys to go stake for right away and other things, and we'll be doing that soon. I did reach out to the contractor, and they're probably gonna start at the end of the month or early in March, which means we'll start tearing out probably on the 17th. So I need to get some signs out there. We pushed snow earlier this week, cut and brush, hauling salt and sands, restockpiling everything. And then we did spend yesterday hauling rock from quarries to our own stockpiles. So try to use some of our own guys and not pay to have to do that in the spring. And an update on the assistant engineer. The person we made the job offer to is going to stay. They used us to.
Give themselves for a big amount of money.
Yeah, so they got an offer they couldn't refuse, they said, so they're gonna stay where they're at. So, we are just not gonna fill that position for a while. We're just gonna keep it open and keep moving forward. So we will hire out, what we need for big projects.
Was that open for like applications or?
I'm gonna take them all down for now. So the point of that person would have been to do some of these larger projects, and we're just gonna hire that out for the time being.
Would it be like a suitable job for somebody just getting out of school or?
Maybe in the future.
I was just wondering, like with May coming up and graduations and
Yeah, we have,
there'd be a pool of people.
maybe in the future, in a year or two or three, we'll reevaluate. But, with tight funding right now,
But
I'm just not
a
going.
lot of times the engineer saves us money because we don't have to hire out engineering.
Yeah, well, so we are gonna hire somehow, so what's left, I'll be able to do, because we're gonna be hiring out. We'll reevaluate in a couple of years. Working on the 5-year plan, trying to get everything organized, and part of that is because yesterday, we did have a meeting with, Miss Marinette Miller Meeks. She stopped by to tell us that she has been working hard over there in Washington DC. And she did help lead to get some,
Not some, how much?
well, they got the bill passed that would give us the W-21 grant. So we get $2 million to do that, thanks to her, so.
In your hard work.
You know, mostly her out there doing that, yeah. I mean, yeah, we did put in some time, but that's awesome. So we got $2 million coming our way. Which would be
She
good.
said it's signed by the president, so it's a done deal.
She's, she was talking about her schedule and everything else.
Yeah, it's a,
Very, very busy person.
the
She's the
scheduling,
hardest working person ever.
the scheduling, how she kept up with that, yeah.
She said she was doing 400 miles yesterday and like meeting with 8 different sets of people, and she was gonna drive over to Newton to do dinner and then back down to Oski, and
It was 100.
I was like, I'm gonna go home and take a nap just from listening.
Didn't she say that 100+ people applied for this money and there was 10 that got money?
15.
15, I think, yeah. There was 100+ applications.
So we made the cut. Well, we made the cut before, we thought we were gonna get it, and then they had budget cuts and they froze everything, and then I thought it was gonna be gone, and then it came back around again.
It is for sure, right?
Yeah, but it's all been, so,
Well, good job.
before the last time, we were waiting for everybody to sign off, and then we hit a brick wall.
She said this was one of her two favorite projects that she signed off on. And one was the Cascade Bridge, but she thinks that, because, when we were going around getting letters of support, we didn't even my office, I asked for a few people to sign a petition that live on the road. Well, word got around and within, 2 days, I think they came back with 200 signatures. It was something crazy, and it was like that. And so, and she knew all that. Like, she knows the road. She remembers all these things. So it is nice. It's very nice that when you have somebody that represents you in DC, they actually do know the territory and know their community. I'm very impressed.
Any other questions for Nick?
That's the Cascade Bridge.
Yeah, you guys all.
Yeah, I was gonna look.
Now I see why it's costing so much money.
Is that the one they had to move?
Especially if they make it historical.
Oh, geez, what's that mean when it's historical, like you can't?
I don't know, because we don't have any bridges around here that are historical, but I know in some spots. So I don't remember who I was talking to, but they'll sell the bridge for $1.
Yeah.
If that you have to move it and take it somewhere and reconstruct it. And it's a year-long
Have a
process
bridge.
just to do that. And they will monitor.
Lynn County, I think, just did that.
And I know that Lynn County did.
Johnson County, they moved one with the National Guard. They used Chinook helicopters.
And where did they take it then? To I know that Lynn County does have one on their trails.
Took it to
Maybe that's,
Kent Park.
I was
yeah,
gonna say, they sometimes take them to
I
parks.
think, yeah, like that, Lynn County, they put it in a trail system.
I think it went to Kent Park, the one in Johnson. Was that the Sutliff Bridge? It was the Sutliff.
They
yeah, I
were,
think you're right.
which county was it? They were moving something like that to a park. Fell apart.
I remember.
Fell apart, it was-
Were they aerial doing it or they were taking it on the road?
One.
I don't know what they lifted it, carved it up with the crane and it all collapsed. But, yeah, I don't know, right, I don't know what this bridge particularly is gonna be, but I could also just see it being a giant headache.
Just a lot more hoops to jump through,
Yeah.
obviously.
Ours will just be right away, and we'll keep it moving. And so, making the 5-year plan right now is gonna be a little tough, because I don't know exactly when we're gonna have the letting. If we have 12 months or 15 months.
Oh, yeah, and she says if you want to have a ribbon cutting, she wants to be there, or any kind of dirt moving, she'll make it so she can show up.
Yep, so when we break dirt, something like that, we'll get her out there. Nope, it's gonna be good. It is gonna be good, so congratulations, guys.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Good work.
Have a good weekend, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
No, we have to wait till 9:25 for the public hearing.
I did,
We're gonna break again?
hold on, wait a minute. I did just run the numbers, because I got the budget on Excel, so then it was easier to run it, but for us to do the 3.75% for the sheriff's office that Galloway sent us, and then the 3% for everyone else, it'd be about $241,000, including the salary, FICA, and IPERS going at 3%. So Brandon and I had a conversation a little bit this morning too already about budget, but that's actually not that unfeasible.
So, but, gonna be Debbie down here, what about the secondary roads people?
That, I'm just doing it on the general and supplemental funds, you know what I
When it
mean?
comes, what is it, his budget, his employees? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I'm just doing the ones that affect general and supplemental.
Nope, we're gonna,
Well, general on raises, but just for an idea, so that way we know when how much we need to carve out, what we want to carve out, and when we move money around, because we were talking about moving the EMA 50/50 this year out of supplemental and general, and that took our ending fund balances to 22 and 22 essentially. So if we can just narrow down our budget just a little bit, I think we could get these raises in there.
okay, now you wanna go into recess?
Sure.
Recess, Chris?
I'm getting there.
all off the front. Now you can actually see
Yeah.
something's really getting done. I think it looks beautiful.
It does. It's nice.
The way the windows match the existing windows in the church and stuff. The
We're,
windows are coming in, I think, next week. They're gonna be starting to drywall like the 23rd.
9:45.
Motion to go into public hearing.
Second,
Wait a minute. Are you taking notes? I will.
Secretary Kim.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'll say nay, we're in public hearing. Iowa County Public Hearing Ordinance number 22, snow and ice policy amendment. Nick, do you want to give us a summary?
We just changed a couple words around to kind of better match our current operations. The existing policy says that we push snow until dusk. But we do like to push snow until about 6 p.m. That gives people a chance to go home. This time of year, it's not really an issue, but we did have a very eventful November, early December, when dusk was around 5. So we changed some wording to,
It's to lengthen the day.
that now we can push snow until 6 or dusk, whichever is later. So it's not gonna change anything that we're doing. We're just trying to make sure that our policy matches what our usual operations are.
County attorney said it's fine.
Go to go on.
No, like
Oh,
just in general.
I received no comments.
You need to wait for her to make a motion or?
Yeah, I think we're better. Probably, she's probably rolling on the ground laughing after I sent her that picture, so.
Yeah, hopefully we won't need this snow policy anymore this year. But
Yeah, well, I mean, now it does stay light, until 6. So now we would be at the dusk time of it, but, when you get snows in late November, early December, you want to make sure that you can at least get people home.
of course, they always say in Iowa, we get a snow event during the women's girls' basketball.
Some kind of bad weather.
So we need to move the girls' basketball season so it ends in July, Chris.
So we get cold weather in July. Want me to text her?
I go down and see if
How close she is?
You guys won't send me because you're gonna start talking to somebody down there.
We'd be down 2 people.
Oh.
The first glance, it's good, and then I look over to the side.
Ellsworth Country Club.
Need that poster size for your garage.
They gotta send it to my golf guys.
Wish you were here.
Here she comes.
She forgot.
that was a pretty good one.
I sent it to my golf guys and said, getting a quick 18 today.
Yeah. 18, what?
Okay, we're in public hearing. Randy, was there anything written or verbal?
I'll make a motion to go out of public hearing.
There's-
Second that.
Kevin's taking notes for you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. We are out of public hearing. So motion to approve ordinance 22 snow and ice policy amendment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say, do we need to do that? No, we don't have to do it. Roll call. do
Yeah, we probably should.
Okay.
Deegan?
Aye.
Hi, Susan?
Aye.
Moss? Aye. Meyer?
Aye.
Montrose?
Motion passes.
Okay. We need to do this, if you are doing that. Just doing the second and third hearings.
Did you what?
To waive the second.
Oh, is there a motion to waive the second and third hearings?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Resolution 2026-02-06-A passed. With waiving the second and third hearings.
Randy, can you just send me a PDF for that, so I can put it on file? All right, thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a
See you,
good
Nick. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Watch out for icy bridges.
Okay, for
Yep.
Abby made the motion, Chris seconded to go into public hearing. Abby made the motion, and Seth made that. So you did. Right?
Got it.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're fine. I wasn't watching the clock, it just takes a while for these things to print.
I guess, well, I guess what you forgot.
No, I was waiting on my phone.
This is 26, 27. Everybody else signs it? Everybody else signs it?
No. Do roll call on that last one too.
Excuse me?
Do roll call on that last one too, just to be sure.
I'm waving it.
Deegan?
Aye.
Hi, Susan?
Aye.
Meyer? Moss, sorry. Aye. Meyer?
Aye.
Montrose?
Aye.
Thank you.
That was to waive the second and third reading.
Did you notice like the cans, the writings changed on them?
The what?
The writings changed on it.
I thought ours on, right?
What's that? The increase isn't that much though, is it? 1,047.62%. On the front page. Wonder why that came out with that.
I don't know if this is a mobile now, I think, right?
Right here, it says
Yeah,
1,047.
it's up 1,047%, it says. From last year.
Because of the change of,
Hours.
tower rent.
I didn't think the percentage would be that much.
27,000 to 36,000 shouldn't be 1,047, right?
Percent, no.
What are you guys looking at?
On the bottom, the totals board.
Right down here on the front page.
But if you look at the ICOT rent, Yeah.
So
Oh,
last year, you didn't
put anything in.
act to do that, to
Ah.
collect that rent from ICOT until after the budget was done, so that needs to be
So it's
in
actually
the
20.
estimate,
Yeah.
and there was nothing.
There's nothing in the original, yeah.
Right.
See, look at that, you said raise, get more in there, I did, now you complain that's too much.
So it's the 24 plus the tower rent.
Oh,
Increase,
okay.
so it is.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So it's like 26,000, or no.
New profile picture, Kevin?
Well, you're pretty stressed about that parking. Okay, so we're good on ours, correct?
I think so.
Auditor? You could have pirates. Yeah, 1.93%. You're doing your weight compared to us.
I'm not a money making
got it.
department.
Looks good to me.
Yeah.
I may have to send that to Ben.
Yeah, you should.
So we're on to the treasurer. Just so we kind of stay together. I don't see a red flag.
Yeah, I don't see anything else.
Everybody okay to move on?
Give me just 1 second.
Okay.
Like, this is hard because like, we come in higher every year than what we anticipate, but when you look at the 3 years before, then it makes sense, so I think it's okay.
Different revenue is so
And
hard.
her interest will go down significantly. She has that change.
Because the rate's gone down.
It's not that,
Because-
it's only like a 3% change, it's not too bad.
But 3% change is $25,000 though. Of hers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but if you look at like her numbers, what she had on,
Yeah, that makes
she's
sense.
not at her estimated budget from last year. And some of them. But maybe that's all coming in yet, she's at
The attorney,
Means it could probably up the
Yeah.
district court fees. To at least 5,000,
I believe, yeah.
we can recommend, right?
yeah. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah, so we don't just do it. Page 7, oh geez, sheriff. Just gonna take a little bit to go through.
The vest grant was the one that we needed to ask about.
Yeah, I told him about that. He's like, well, now's the time you're going to call him in yet?
Well, let's just get through all this first, I think.
Hold it back. Oh, the best grant was for the best, and they only cover 1%.
Okay,
That's kind of what I figured.
And all the vests have longevity, there's a time on them. So the present people, the full-time people get the new ones. The part-time or the on-call reserves get the seconds. I don't know what that they do, they get passed down now.
Yeah.
okay.
I did ask that.
And I didn't know if we wanted to up the federal prisoner since we had the increase in the fees.
Which section was that? Is that on the?
Page 8.
Okay.
But we're at 46%, we're halfway, so I don't know how you guess.
Yeah,
I say, one day you can just wait for another year on that one.
Yeah, and see.
Watch
Yeah,
it.
if you can explain how you want to justify
Yeah, it looks like it was a good deal to do that.
So then how do you do, how's come we don't have anything for vehicle reimbursements?
I think that was our question.
That was one of our questions.
Mhm. Other than that, I don't have any on
Yeah, just those three is, should very easily be answered.
We don't share them in a car related.
his. Yeah,
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
the court related is the last one, the Senate file 457 lines, question mark. Can you bring that one up?
Yeah, who takes care of that? Just you?
What do you think, Brandy?
Are you just taking a guess at that?
Mhm.
I mean, you could take it to 20.
I think even just 17.
Yeah.
17?
And what do you think about the first one on there? The district court fees and that?
I thought 52 was probably,
I think that's good.
yeah.
Because it's kind of bounced around.
Yeah, you're right on 52.
Yeah, it's like 49 and then 58. It looks like it's gonna be more than 58 this year, probably. Or close to it.
It's hard to guess how people are gonna, how much trouble they're gonna get in.
Well,
If you get your kids,
Does that include like parking violations?
if you get a ticket.
Running a stop sign if you're out.
Recorder.
Yes. The second one on that's kind of tricky. I think they'll be lucky to see 80,000, but okay for them then.
That'd be kind of pushing it.
Pretty lofty.
Hmm?
Pretty lofty.
what is
This is the
recording
one, this is the
issues?
only department that actually had a negative impact to the ending fund balance just because they didn't bring in the revenue that they anticipated. Wasn't by much, it was like 14,000, but
We're averaging about 54, 55,000.
I think it should be like 60 maybe.
Unless our recording costs going up.
There was supposed to be a bill passed for that, wasn't there, to increase it?
That's in effect this fiscal year, so that could be why it's a little bit more.
Oscar? Oscar?
Yeah.
That's good.
You're making us another two.
I mean, it looks like she's gonna be over the 50-some thousand, but maybe not up to the 85,000 for the 25, 26 year.
The real estate transfer tax looks like it's gonna be higher. Which,
Pretty sure she's probably just going off the past years.
yeah,
Well, it looks like the all-terrain vehicle is gonna go over budget revenue as well.
But I think that's because it's all in one at one time that you have to renew.
Oh, it's a certain date.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. Are some of them like a 3-year license?
I think they're yearly.
Probably.
Mine's yearly.
But people buy them at different years, so
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I know
I
like
get mine
a,
every year.
I know ours is every year, and our boat is every year.
We remember to do that.
Big old canoe.
Excuse me? I gotta remember to do that.
Oh, things, I don't do that.
I said I gotta remember to do that.
Rule breaker.
I just see just that one spot.
Yeah, same.
Okay, let's move on.
Another one of Kevin's departments that he needs to get more money from.
We tried. Which one's mine?
County Farm.
I'll skip that already. Yeah, we tried.
You could have had Moss Corporation could have gave it up to bid, it would have got more.
Yeah, we could've
You
bid
can
it
bid
up.
on it.
I don't have the equipment.
Well, you can.
Well, that's a big hole you dig in the ground.
Seth, I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's good.
Maybe we should do that and then we can afford our own raises.
There you go.
I didn't see anything wrong with Sherry's when I went through it.
The only thing I wondered about on that one was the first line. Because the expense is 3,000, I think.
Oh, the grant,
Yeah,
you said that, yeah.
and then the revenue is 1,000.
Isn't it only a partial though? Because I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that,
I like when the red flag pops up at 66% change for that $600. Looks like only $600 is nothing.
I'll ask that in the Board of Health meeting, Brandy.
Tanning beds are still a thing.
Yeah.
Better bet with spray tan though.
I was gonna say, you have daughters, you'll find out.
Is it spray tan though?
No.
Take a
Does Iowa
swim.
County have a tattoo place?
Yes.
In Williamsburg, there's one.
There was supposed to be one, but I don't know if she ever did get licensed.
Fine line tattoos, I don't know, that's what
Yeah.
Williamsburg is.
Yeah,
Totally different than a regular tattoo.
I guess, like, she's not gonna do like you wanted a big cat or something on your arm. You're not gonna do that.
No, she won't.
Well, I guess that's not what Kevin's gonna get paid.
I can see where my next, Jack TV, the next thing they'll do for me is.
Yeah.
No, television.
Gosh, you'll have to know that one. Jail.
That one was fun.
Sure, forfeiture, that's a shot in the dark.
The engineer, there's no point messing with that. It's like, that's him just putting stuff in that he knows is coming in.
Veterans Affairs. Will that be up?
Hmm?
How does that work with hers? Didn't she get that thing that passed, or is that proposed?
It hasn't passed.
Okay, never mind. Chris's budget?
Yeah.
Maybe kids sell lemonade out there or something?
Made $8 on interest. So like the hotel motel tax for this year, that hasn't been paid yet, Chris? Or received?
Probably not.
Would you say, agree? I almost think each of those, the excise and the hotel motel could go down. Compared to what they've received.
Should you move that one down, you think?
They've got 2430 for this year, but they've only brought in 585.
Are they up to date on all their?
They said, they say that, from what I heard.
Is it a pass-through though, where he expenses the same amount as he revenues? Do you know? Because then it doesn't matter.
Then the busier season is coming.
Right. Yeah. April, May, and June.
But they haven't come close to previous years either. I'll put all this,
With 22, 23, they're at 2,200.
that was COVID year, right? Oh, it wasn't like, that's year, what, 2 years after COVID?
What would you go down to, like 2,000?
Probably, that'd be a fair guess.
So how do we do this? We have to wait, we'd have to wait for their next meeting.
You know, it's weird though, it's like, wouldn't this coincide with each other? Because the camping fees are 60%. And the hotel motel tax is only 24%.
Not necessarily.
I guess.
It might be, there might not be 2 months put in this one yet.
Oh,
So I think it's a couple months, I think it's a couple months lag, I think. I got a circle, I'll talk it over with you.
Yeah, I will.
It's not bad.
The whole time, I can like the quarterly.
I mean, overall, if you just look at the total revenue, it kind of lines up with every other year.
Okay, let's move on. Abby, this is yours.
I know.
I don't know if there's a lot we can discuss it before you discuss it with them.
Yeah, it goes back to what I said Wednesday, that
Right.
we gotta figure out what the path forward is.
when's your next meeting?
I think this week.
Next week. Not gonna be this week anymore.
The 18th.
When do we have to have stuff done by the take off? Required mailings and postings and.
We have to have the levy rate set, so you can send the levy rate out in that notice. Whatever's sent out in that notice, you can't levy for more than that. Right,
Plus,
lower.
but what's that to be done by?
I think
So don't miss any deadlines.
March 4th or March 5th. Yeah, we got 2 weeks to figure this out. We'll be going to the other concert.
Anyway,
Yeah, I can hash this one out in a couple weeks.
Must be a lot of money comes in later in the year.
For this department,
Yeah. No?
it's just, we're down.
yeah,
It should be consistent, month to month.
Hmm.
That's why I think we just have Because we're budgeting on expenses, like we're fully staffed, and then budgeting on revenue, like we're fully staffed. I think we're gonna have to,
Branch them out.
So hopefully they work together and come out about the same.
yeah, I think it'll be kind of a net zero for our budget, like as a county whole, but
Public safety and legal services, and it must all come in at once. We're on the ambulance, correct?
which one?
We're on the ambulance, correct?
I'm on ambulance, yeah. What about now?
3/4 of the way down. General basic fund, public safety and legal services, patient revenue, Iowa offset. You raised it 25%, but we only had 5% in so far. So just a once a year thing or something?
Must be.
Because in the past, it matches up.
It's hard with this one, because just like some years you do better than others, and
I hate to wish for sick people.
seems like it's every other year that we do better. Like this is, current year is gonna be a good one, and the next one might be a,
We coincide with purchase of ambulances.
wouldn't affect that, it's just on revenue. How many people were transported?
Transportation. We just need to make sure we spend enough money.
Wonder why she's not getting that one, she left blank down there.
But she's doing what?
Once we left blank down towards the bottom,
Is it the East Central?
Yeah,
yes.
Because that went away.
Yeah, that's the board I was on.
Oh, okay.
John's always,
he's the reason.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
I think it was above my head.
Kind of explains how you can afford to go and see the boat now.
You don't have to worry about me going up to outdoor golfing.
I don't know.
My shoulders go out.
Let's find that picture.
Those are 12-ounce girls, getting them stronger.
I noticed like some of the transportation, none of that money's in yet, but it must come as one reimbursement.
Like doing the fuel tax refund.
Right, yeah, the second one in her category, general basic physical health and social services. She raised it 20%, but it's at 75 last year, 5, and there was none in yet. But look at the year before,
No.
so I'm assuming she knows what she's doing.
Did send that down to you?
What's that?
Well, Chris is having a problem.
That guy's having a problem.
You want us to call her, or you're okay, or what?
Oh, I think I'm fine with it.
I think bumper revenues, like, she always comes in with way more than what we budget for.
Yeah, last, well, the previous, in 24, 25, she didn't. Yeah, she did.
Yeah, by 90,000.
Yeah, she's not, I mean, she's not any less busy whenever she comes in and talks to us.
Well, part of not bumping it up would be that 32,000 she's not gonna get from the East Central region.
That's true.
She's already got it above last year, right?
She'll be getting it for next year.
No, I'm saying her total,
Yeah, then
she's
just,
8% up.
yeah, 8.25.
With that out, right?
So if she has surplus in there, we can keep the surplus. Just that we have to watch to make sure we get to spend it, otherwise you say God won't give us.
Chris Dillon might have to have some car washes or something.
I see that.
They really don't get much money, take away from us. It's all their funds. I don't think they did courthouse revenue. Chris, we're gonna sell spots on the front yard when people wanna be there, so you got that money.
There you go.
We could have Dillon do some car washes, 5 or 6 a day.
I'll let you tell them
That's what I thought.
We'll sell signs for the courthouse lawn. Get your signage up.
John got rid of our mental health administrator.
So that is like, no more. obviously.
John's just a Debbie Downer on that, everything. What was the county assessor agency time? I don't remember that one. Joint disaster services, and we all up to that, or we passed that?
Yep, in that one right now.
I'm way past yours.
I haven't found there, but it's
Or if you just the fast one.
470 and 71 yet.
You have not many, and so it's not, okay.
So I've been through.
Like the non-departmental, there's really nothing we can change on that.
Nothing we can change by using this to figure out what increases we have here.
Oh, I forgot to tell you this too. The expenses for the board. For the insurance for property and tort. So Dan Willis said 7%. Estimate at 7%. So that 678 is the total of everybody. So I took last year's budget dollars and times that by 60%. So that number did change.
About 7%. Way to be Debbie Downer.
No, because it wasn't like the total there was 678. The other departments pay their own insurances.
We're doing it double.
Yeah.
So that's good.
That's why I asked for the breakdown.
So if we had that problem, I know they thought we did that. We, the board paid for it, and then everybody had their lines.
So we think that's happening again, or
She caught it, I believe, right?
that's changed in here, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're done with the revenues, correct? We're waiting for Abby, whatever figure she's working on.
Almost done.
I'm gonna make a phone call in real quick.
We just take a recess, so.
Or recess. Okay.
Do you know
Okay,
On the page with our, it's page 41, with our revenues. So on that sheet, that's all the property taxes with the levy rates that we can do or have planned in here with the expenses to cover it, right, Randy? So this is probably the easiest way to calculate, property tax increases, just so we know where we're at before we tinker any farther. For somebody that's in just the county-wide, so that would be the general, supplemental, and debt service, that is an 11% increase. Or sorry, that was 13.7% increase on the property taxes. And then for the rural patrons that have the additional, it's actually kind of backwards, it's an 11% increase, but they've always had an additional tax. But just so we kind of have an idea, I mean, the problem is if you look at the debt service one, that's where the biggest driver of the increase is. 'Cause it's really only like 4% in the other funds on average, 4 to 5, but then the debt service is the one that's going up by double. So just, I mean, food for thought as we migrate farther into the budget and where we want to be. But does that make sense? But so then going back to what I said earlier, the raises would be what, 250,000, some change?
For the 41,000 you said earlier.
Yeah, 241, yeah. That's obviously not gonna make too much of a dent, but the only problem is we're gonna have to shift more stuff to supplemental. We have the option of decreasing the supplemental to accommodate the raises and moving stuff over by adjusting the health insurance rates, which we have a meeting Monday, so we'll go over options there. The other option is to leave supplemental the same and move more of the EMA budget in there to accommodate the general fund and the raises, but then you're talking a higher percent increase. So. Does that make sense, everybody?
So it seems like it's more workable this year than last year.
It is more workable, but we're already pretty high percentage wise, in my opinion, on increase just because of that debt service levy. So if I had my idea or my preferred method would be to find some ways to cut just a little bit more and to look at insurance contribution rates and things like that.
The stuff that you talked about, your next week's meeting would be substantial.
Potentially, but I think it might be in and out, because I think the expenses and the revenues are about the same. Does that make sense? We're budgeting for a full, oh, wait, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes. Which that's another topic. I really cannot, I can try to zoom in, but I cannot make it. So I didn't know if somebody would be willing to go on my place. I know you probably can't vote, but you could be my voice of
I think
reason.
you can actually vote.
You can?
Because you're the board representative. You'd be the alternate. You'd have to check with somebody, but I think you can.
I can email everything over that I have and even just have something to be read, make it really easy for you, but I don't know if someone could go next Thursday at 6.
Whoa, nope, wrong meeting. I was thinking about the other one on the 18th.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the one on the 12th. The one on the 18th I can make, but
I have a meeting on the 12th at 6:30.
I think you would
I have
basketball.
game on the 12th.
Yeah,
Which,
it'd be the EMA meeting, next Thursday at 6.
Yeah, I have a meeting too.
John, what are you doing?
I guess I can, you can't zoom in?
I have to be,
She's probably on other meeting things.
this is one, yeah, it's a really complicated thing, but let me see where. I might be able to zoom in. Let me check and see with these people if I could just zoom in.
Okay.
And then I'll text you, John. But that could be a big thing too. You know, if we can get that one dialed in, that's a guaranteed saver.
I know what you want to do, but I don't know if you can get the votes.
Why not? Because it's not their money, so they don't care.
That's what I mean.
They don't mind spending all our money.
I understand.
I know, but it doesn't mean I'm not gonna try.
I get that, but
Yeah.
you feel like you get a flat spot in your forehead for being against the wall.
Oh, I know. I know. I'm gonna need a helmet one of these days to correct it, but.
Now Chris is over there going like this.
That would be a really good one for me.
I just felt like I just had some flash in my brain.
But
So just in case, it's what day?
Thursday at 6.
Ooh, I got a parish council meeting at 6.
Okay, so I'll figure something out.
Not that but if I have to take one or the other, I could do that.
Okay. Well, I'll try to make it work.
Okay, so you made those points known. Let's just keep moving forward. Where we're going next.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Do we want, since it is a somewhat marginal amount, and I'm just kind of doing a rough estimate of what a wage increase would be, do we want to put them in? Have departments?
If you put them in, we don't want to jump them. Jerk them around a lot from one to another, so it would just be fairly close to where we want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do this now, or do we want to have these other people called in today while we're all here to get the other questions with the sheriff and?
Yeah, that would help too, yeah.
I think so.
But yeah, I just am trying to like
Let's
move the
do that.
ball, yeah.
Fine, let's do that. The end of the day, that'll be our last thing, let's do that, whatever. We're agreed upon the proposed at the moment.
I think so.
I mean, I'll be no, just because of the debt service thing, because that's just all tied to
What's
it.
your recommendation?
Well, oh, on for raises?
Yeah.
I'll be a no on the total budget, but I'll be a yes on salary certification and
Geez, we're agreeing with you, then you don't want to do what you agreed to.
no, I'll be a no on this budget just for the debt service levy, because I didn't know. I can share.
I disagreed with what you said, now you want to do what you agreed to.
Yeah. Okay, so let's try to keep moving things moving. Our next step is call Rob, text Rob.
I think so.
He says, okay, so until then, we have questions about Dylan's.
Yeah, there's been a few questions about conservation too. I'm gonna call him too.
Does anybody remember what they were Dylan's questions were?
I did.
I thought you were taking notes that day.
Yeah.
I did, Dylan.
That's all it
I didn't
says.
say they're good. The ambulance, we had training, questions.
So I'll call Slings right now.
And of court budget, you had questions about the employee mileage. It's 2,500.
Yeah.
And they only used 542 so far this year.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that's going off the past, but I can call if you want to call.
Yeah, you in the office?
Either way, call card.
Okay, well, we've got a few budget questions for you. So if you
That's on.
you could
The old courthouse?
I'm on recorder.
Oh,
think about it. The truck was under, parts and excess and repairs, right? That's what, yeah, that was underneath that line item, park maintenance, parts and access and repairs, okay, that's what I thought. The gateway money, is that already in? Let me see here, I want to go something else first here. Figure that one out. Oh, park improvements, we have 90,000 in the budget, and we've only used 7,000 of that so far this year. Okay, perfect.
You were,
That's pretty good.
okay, got budget questions for you.
Maybe we get that one for
You
you.
can do it by phone or you can come over, but I think that would be easier.
I see, okay, I got it. So, in 102,500,
So under,
on
under
this year,
the general fund, it says, that's the employee mileage.
that's great money.
They sent it to us.
Last year, people used $500 this year. So we don't kick out.
So, but there'll be nothing for 26, 27 on that. So we didn't, okay, so, so there's no money coming, so there'd be no money going out for that one. Okay, all right, that's it, okay. Running through here real quick.
Kids can the daycare take.
And the one right
Do you have
now,
any
is the
openings?
same situation, is school of instruction, which I don't know if you go to all schools this year.
Okay, oh, yeah, that was, figured that out. Okay, revenue, I had one little question on revenue, I believe.
Right.
I did. It wasn't nothing
Because you only use 220, you got 1,700. All I can do is ask, I'm not telling you to do changes.
You don't care if you take about 500,000 off your budget, do you?
No, I understand. If you-
Okay, that'd be even better yet, Okay,
So, and
Okay,
the process is
revenue.
going up.
the hotel motel tax, both of them there, they're only at 24%. Why? Shouldn't they be at 50% this time of year?
Recording public images, document data processing charges.
Okay, and the revenue
Only spend 22.
on the second one, on 401, we had a 2430, and it's, the last 3 years, it's been 1530.
You're gonna leave that alone.
1250, so.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of check that one out, I guess.
So, that's you got leave it alone.
Also for revenue.
We talked about earlier, so. this is-
All right, so I think that's all the questions for you.
Takes a long time to send those pictures.
I love Mike Jake.
What do you say?
Takes a long time for my phone to send them.
Oh, really?
Oh, boy.
It does
Okay, that's fine.
eventually.
That's all my questions I got. Thank you. Yep, bye. Okay.
Okay.
What are you, his bodyguard?
I am, the keeper.
Just trying to get my papers straight.
I read what's the questions?
You have them all marked down.
I think we
Handwork.
got the best one answered, right? Because
Yeah, I
it's
think we did.
the best one's answered, right? It's just a
Yeah.
partial grant. That's what we.
For the best.
Yeah.
I explained that one to
They
him.
don't, it used to be a 50-50, and I'll warn you that, so we applied for the grant the last time, and it was at the tail end of the Trump administration, and during the Biden administration, they paid none of those bills. So we got paid for that grant at the very beginning of the Trump administration. So depending on what happens, I'm not saying that's a political thing, that's just a fact, that's what happened. So It took so long to get it that the revenue side dropped off the budget sheets. So it was like over 4 years it took to get back. So don't be surprised if you don't see that revenue come in that fiscal year, because it may not. I hope it does. It should, you know, but it may not.
So that, like on one, page, I have, mine's page 4.
Yeah, the fuels.
The fuels, got budgeted 4,500, but you haven't used anything out of
That's for the,
Victor North English?
yeah, Victor North English.
So we generally use those at the end of the, at the end of this year. Yeah. If fuel prices went up.
And then, talk about vehicle purchases. Because you've got 2 different spots that you're buying vehicles, right?
Right. There's actually vehicle equipment, and the technology of that vehicle equipment that we spread over 3 different line items. And there's no scientific way for us to do that. So if there's things that make more sense, if you're saying, you know, the difference between, say, the rural fund or the general or whatever, but parts of that technology are intermingled between all the divisions of the sheriff's office, so you could kind of put it where it makes sense. It doesn't change the number, but it might change where it's applied.
How many vehicles are we buying?
Well, so we've only taken on 1 new vehicle in this fiscal year. We're hoping to get one, but I can't say that we're going to get it because we're at the mercy of its build. So we are now, so what I always try to do is do 3, and then if there's extra money, try to squeeze them a 4 in. So this time we have 1, maybe 2. So it takes between 8 months and 16 months to put a car on the road. So we can identify 7 cars that need to be replaced within probably the next year to 1.5 years.
But your proposed budget is how many?
Trying for 3.
So there's money in here for 3.
Yes.
Because like I said, it's confusing to how, because it's
Right.
divided out.
Right. And so, and one of the things that's not accounted for there yet, I accounted for a little bit of it in the city budgets, but obviously the city budgets aren't anywhere from being ready to present to them, but they already don't cover the cost of cars.
Because you have that's another question in the line item, it's blank in there, because you usually have money budgeted for the cars. That was in the revenue
Yeah, it shows that you got revenue last year.
for the cars,
Right, and it goes towards equipment.
but it's not in there this year.
I'm sorry, but right here, what I'm talking about.
These 2 right here.
Oh, well, I don't know. It'll be at least that, if not more.
So there should be something in
There
there.
should be something there, yeah.
Okay. We're just trying to.
I think I just left it blank because I don't know that we even have a contract, you know. Victor might say, we're gonna go to Poway County or something, so I'm a little hesitant to be too.
Does North English have a 3-year deal?
Nobody has a 3-year deal, that's all.
They wanted one though, somebody.
They wanted one, yeah.
It's good to have it, but it's supposed to be wanted. I think that was the questions we have.
So how many cars did we budget for this fiscal year?
We were gonna try to get the 2, but like I say, we're at the mercy of the.
Okay, so-
builders. So we have one, according to Ford, it's supposed to still be built in March, which means maybe it'll get here in April, which means maybe we'll get it upfitted. They will not buy parts for a car that isn't in our hands because they got in trouble with that. They bought stuff that the dealers couldn't produce the car, couldn't get the cars, and then the design changed and it was a bad deal, so they don't do that anymore. So I can only make an appointment for upfit once I have the car in my hands. So I'm hoping that that car gets on the road before the end of the fiscal year, but I don't know. It takes months and months.
So when you get a car, it's what has to be done to it? You said it's all the
It has nothing in it. I mean, it's
all the electronic stuff has to go to it,
everything.
but the car itself is ready.
The car is ready, but just getting parts for it, you know, you're talking about light bars, siren boxes, cages, all that stuff. They order that, and of course, it's one of these supply chain issues where everyone does it at the same time. So it's hard for these upfit companies to keep things in inventory, and they're afraid to keep things in inventory. I'll tell you, during the pandemic and the supply chain issue, almost all upfit companies had equipment in hand, and this concerned the Ford line. Ford did not produce that model year and then made a change. And so these companies got stuck with literally millions of dollars worth of inventory that could not be used.
Things wouldn't fit or whatever.
Yep, because they changed the interior design. Everything that went on the inside changed. And so that killed it. Now it's as needed is
So
what
that answers my next question. You can't take stuff off one car, but another.
sometimes we can. It depends. If the changes aren't such that we can, we absolutely will. But it's not so. Radios will move from one car to another. Radars typically move. Some of the trunk stuff, if it fits, will go. If it's not destroyed. Light bars don't make it from one car to the next day. They used to last forever.
Different design.
It's all computer. There's no moving parts. It's always a circuit board that goes out or something. It's really kind of sad. We used to just swap out a motor and a light bulb and then keep them going. Those days are over. So generally those won't go over, but it also depends on. During that supply chain issue, we had to go with a couple of Dodges, and don't want to get anyone fighting over Dodge, Ford, Chevy, but they have not been very good. And so do you try to buy another Dodge because those parts fit, or do you look at the cost of keeping that thing on the road and does it make sense? So, and then with warranty work, we had to take them all down to Washington County, which wasn't the most
Cheapest isn't always cheapest.
right. But at the time, it was literally the only, we had to go to Kentucky to get those.
So I thought you had to go down with South to find out.
Johnson County actually brought them up for us when they went to go get theirs. So we were lucky to get them, but we probably wouldn't want to replace those with the same kind of car. Well, and they're old enough now that I don't think anything other than the radios and the radar that would move with it anyway.
So do we get cars or SUVs, or what do we get?
So they don't make a sedan anymore. Nobody does. Not in police packages. So I try really hard to stay with the Explorers. We could not get Explorers for a while and had to go with Tahoes, which, I'm not a Chevy guy, but we did it. And we're now on the oil consumption program with them. So
you told me, but I didn't tell you.
yeah, so they're burning oil. You've heard all the lawsuits going on with General Motors and their engines, and there's definitely a problem there. And they cost, the current cost of that Chevy version is around $50,000. And just to give you an idea of what cars have done, before the pandemic, I was still buying cars around 21, 23,000. Now that same model car is 40. So it's exploded.
And what's it cost to fit a car then?
They run 16, 17,000. And we don't go crazy with them. Like, you look at some cars, they've got lights on every corner and all this stuff. We basically buy a package and we install that package, have that package installed. So we try to keep things kind of cookie cutter. So when something breaks, it's easy to replace and we don't have to wonder like, oh, what was that? Was it different than this one?
Do the pickups work out better or worse? Or?
The pickups actually work out really well. Where you kind of bite it a little bit is on the fuel, but they don't cost any more than, they certainly don't cost more than the Tahoe does. And they have a lot of utility to them. It's just, they suck some gas. And so you might save a little there, but then you pay for it.
Just wondering what the pros and cons were.
What's that?
Just wondering what the pros and cons of the.
Yeah, we always need one at least, because we just sometimes need a pickup and it works out really good. And they've been very, very dependable. We haven't really put any money into those pickups, and we've had 2 Pursuit rated pickups so far, and they've been pretty bulletproof.
So
I just wanna make sure we have the right number in here. On the motor vehicle, we have 200,000, and that's for 3.
Yeah, and that's paying for, so our camera systems are up for renewal and they're going out of, like everything electronic is going out of service. So that is kind of the perfect storm in that we need more cars this year and we have a camera swap that has to happen. So that's why that number looks the way it does.
That's not in the equipment that went from 25 to 80.
It's spread among 3 different lines. You'll see 3 different lines that kind of went up considerably. That is all part of that. Because our cameras are not only, it's body cams, car cams, the cameras that go into the jail, partially in the jail, and the interview rooms. That's a camera system that's all linked. And the reason we've done that is, and you can talk to the county attorney about this, you'll be able to tell you. We used to get 1 or 2 video requests a week. Now we get a dozen. And when you had the independent camera systems, we had to pay a deputy to go to this car, get this camera, get that camera, go into the jail, get that out of there, get it out of the overall camera system, independent camera system that's in the jail. It would take half a day to do 1 case. Now, when you have a case, even if we roll up to a Williamsburg call, the cameras sync and it's all together. And so now what used to take hours takes minutes. And so it's expensive, but if we had to pay to do it the old way, you're probably looking at hiring somebody. You could literally just hire someone and they would just do that all day. Just out of curiosity, I went into my emails because I get an email every time there's a request from the county attorney or defense attorney or someone else, could be a FOIA even. It goes down as video request. If I put a search into video request, my screen just explodes. I mean, it's just page after page. And that's just this year. That's in like 2025. So it's a big deal.
How much is that camera system that's being spread out?
So because it's the same manufacturer and it's connected to the tasers, it's cameras. We do a 10-year service contract with it. And so this 10-year service contract is like $125,000 a year to take care of all the tasers and all the cameras, including the ones that deal with booking and interview.
And that's, so, okay, so we're paying $125,000 a year currently for this camera?
That's what it's going to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What are we paying right now?
I would have to look. It's in those same line items, but I didn't, because it was kind of the perfect storm where cameras in the cars and the tasers all came together at the same time. It made it worse because we had increases for cameras, this year, and then a couple of years later, we had the increase for the tasers. Well, now it all kind of came together. And so it makes a difference, but those bills were being paid along with the installs, because obviously when you change out these things, they have to be installed. And Taser doesn't let anyone else do it. They have certified installers that have to come and do it. And so I just can't pay anyone to do it. So it's pretty involved, but what I like about it is those prices are locked in for 10 years now. I don't have to worry about what it's going to look like in year 4, year 6, or whatever.
So this 125,000 is spread out between motor vehicle, equipment. Any other one?
Yeah, I think there's 2, like there's motor vehicle equipment, and then there's also like a technology. It shows like, I think there's Marxist CAD and things like that. It's the descriptions are kind of getting a little outdated, but it's in those 3 lines. It'll be the 3 lines that you notice went up the most.
I think I had more questions than what you had, Kevin, I guess, when I circled them. I was trying to figure out this part. So I showed 212,000 increase between data processing, motor vehicle, and equipment.
Right. So the cars themselves, if we were able to buy 3 cars, you're looking at,
150 probably. right?
well, probably, the cars are gonna run around 40, so it'd be 40 plus, if I went with last year's, 40 plus 16. I should have brought those notes, sorry.
You want to copy this?
No, I'm just trying to come up with the correct car. And 16, I don't have any estimates for those yet, because I can't, but I'm gonna say 16.5, just to kind of cover it a little bit. So if you did 3 of those, you're looking at, gosh darn it, I'm sorry. Yeah. So it's, you know, said and done, you're probably around $200,000 for those.
For the cars.
Yeah, for the cars and upfits, yeah.
And that includes this,
That's part of that, those line items, yeah.
but that includes the new 125,000 video.
So the $125,000 video is also split up among those 3.
Okay.
Because again, they deal with cars and they deal with office and infrastructure, so.
So that was why the data processing went from, is that 73,000?
Yes,
But
That's one.
the other question that I think I had from when we talked was the, oh, there's another motor vehicle. So there was another 46,000 in there, another one. Too many of these. The overtime for adult corrections,
Mhm.
38,300 is in the budget. It looks like we typically use around 30,000. We didn't know if we come down about 4,000 to 34,000-ish.
Yeah, the overtime thing is just something that we always try to cover just because you don't know what kind of year you have. So I'll give you an example where this, and this is, you know, a decision obviously this board has to make, but when we had prisoners in the hospital, we ended up hiring 23 extra hands to deal with that. And so we spent an additional $50,000 in extra help, which included, which basically flushed out the overtime bill plus then some more that we took from other lines. So, you know, it's one of those things that you try to prepare for and, you know, you hate coming to a board in the middle of a year and saying, I need more money, because that doesn't always work. So we've never done that, but we are preparing for bad things to happen if they do, and if they don't, we just give it back and carry over. So there was a time when, you know, previous boards were really big on carryover. We really wanted a lot of carryover. I don't know if that's changing, but that's kind of how we've operated, is we give everything back. The only thing that I will ever buy extra at the end of the year that isn't in the budget is if we got a good fuel price going on, because I have the capability of holding 10,000 gallons. We grab some fuel and we try to squeeze out the car that's causing us the most problems. If I can do that, I do that. And if I can't, it flushes back to your fund. And that's generally what happens.
And we're not against carryover, but
Right.
the problem is, like, since I've been on this board, there's been, like, the carryover is getting bigger and bigger.
Right.
And so, or I should say the percent. And
Right.
so we're essentially double taxing people because we're taxing them, assuming that everybody's gonna use their budget, right? And then when we don't whittle that down, it's hard for us to then actually get an idea of what we could have afforded, like for raises last year. We probably could have afforded raises, but when nobody, when we don't whittle it down to
Yeah.
more reality, that's the
Right.
problem.
And that's the tough spot we're in, is that there'll be a year where, well, I got a call once, it was back in 2010 maybe, congratulating me that I did the closest you could, and I think I was $1.30 something under budget. So those years happen, and we just hope they don't happen, but they do. And like in 2011, 11 and really 10 to 13, we were really cutting it close. So do we have years like that coming? I don't know. I don't know how we predict those things. It's just,
Yeah.
it happens.
The other question, you didn't mention this, right? The overtime and the administration, remember that?
Yeah.
So the overtime for the administration salary employees, we thought that everybody in this department or this part of your budget was salaried.
No, I have 2 salaried employees if you count me. It's myself, and then in dispatch, we have a salaried employee. Everyone else is hourly.
The 2 deputies underneath you that are not in the union aren't salaried?
No,
They're not? Okay.
no. I believe the advice from Galloway back when we talked about that was that if anyone is subject to things like overtime and sick pay, and then it has to be 1 or nothing. And so since they cover shifts like anyone else and get called out, there was no way to really accommodate that in a salary. I think the Department of Labor really frowns on salary peace officers in general, unless they're totally and completely administrative, which that doesn't exist here.
Could we potentially bring it down though? Because it's 6,100 in the budget and we've used less than 400.
Yeah, so that was only there because we've used them as matrons and things, matrons, and then we try to use the same holiday structure as the courthouse, but sometimes that doesn't work for us. And so overtime is a product of overtime and comp time, and holiday pay is all the same thing. So we cover that, but we could take that down somewhat. And the only thing I see that might impact that is that this is the renewal year for weapons permits. And there are times where we will stay open on what might be a courthouse holiday, but we may not observe it in civil because we get a backlog of, because they're on a 5-year cycle and that 5 years is up right now. So that would be the only thing I can think of other than a string of murders again that would affect that overtime line. So I'd be comfortable with cutting that, maybe cut that in half. And like I said, if we end up having to use it, we could always try to borrow it from one of the other overtime lines. If that doesn't mess up the budget, because I realize the administration and it's not all the same funds. I understand that, so.
Yeah.
Another question, is this a new computer year?
Uh,
Office supplies?
Next, yes, to a degree where we have servers are hitting 10 years. It's going to be a bigger deal next year, but right now it's not as big of a deal, but next year is going to be pretty bad.
You use 4 for 28,
Mhm.
and then now this year, it's only 1,300 so far.
Right. Some of that was used, we had used some of our leftover seizure money. So it went out as an expense, but there was a revenue line that covered some of that. And that was a one-time thing. So that wasn't constant money that was funding that last year or this current year. So you're saying it's gone down, you're looking at a line that's.
No,
Well,
it's not.
It's got about 46,000.
So those were in the past, and then this is the year you budgeted 7, now it's 28.
Okay.
And it was 7 last year, now it's 26.
Yeah, so we spent, and that's the computers. So we'll have a total replacement of all computers in patrol next year, but these are some of the office bound computers here and their servers. So that's what that's about. That's why we're adding them. They aren't part of we do a lease. You see that we have principal and interest lines there that deals with the lease of the bulk of our computers, which I like doing that because it adds some consistency to the budget. But the bad part of it is they all come due at the same time, but that's still cheaper than having someone come and install computers here and there. We take it like, for like 2 weeks, it's all one bill, and then it's spread over by the lease.
You already talked about the data charges.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure I understand what all the increases are. It's 3 vehicles, right?
3
And so-
vehicles,
New camera system,
yes.
and then this new computers.
So computer servers, camera system in and out of the office, and tasers and cars.
Revenue, did we have any other questions? Just the vehicle reimbursement part, but you already fixed that, right?
We haven't talked about that.
Oh, I thought we did, sorry.
Yeah,
He said it should be
Yeah, it's supposed to be
Yeah.
10K.
It won't, well, let's say this, if we get our contracts renewed as they are, it won't be less than that. I think it needs to be more than that, but it won't be less than that.
The biggest thing I think is just, what I explained in the email was in and out, so if we're gonna expense it on one and do it in it on the other one, because it just makes everything more.
Yeah, and I didn't know what to do with those contracts, because like I say, we're not guaranteed that we're having them. I would imagine, especially Victor, I'd be very surprised if they don't price PowSheet. I have no idea if they are and what PowSheet would price, but if there was one that's probably the one that I can't guarantee we'll have year to year, it's PowSheet.
I was gonna say, North English, they called me personally.
Yeah, they always like to, like I said, they would sign a multi-year contract. And I've talked to the mayor about that, and it's hard to do that because obviously you don't know what our costs do from year to year. But, it would be something that we could agree on what that increase would be over the course of those 3 years. We could probably come up with something. We know as well as anything that we're never going to get reimbursed completely and totally from city contracts. I mean, it's just not going to happen. But we can do the best we can, and by maybe coming up with some increase that we're both sides are comfortable with, I think easily we could get a 3-year contract out of North English. I don't know about Victor.
Yeah, like I said, they're thrilled that they're there for those kids.
Yeah.
Getting off the bus and getting on the bus.
Yeah.
I think that's all my questions.
And then what we do with the small towns is another, there's no way that we're gonna get anywhere near what it costs rural taxpayers to cover those towns. And just the little bit of increases we've given them over the last few years, like,
It's terrible.
they don't know what to do about it. They have no money. And unfortunately, whether we like it or not, it becomes a problem of the rural taxpayer, because when someone's calling 911 from Millersburg, we gotta go.
You just give Chris a badge.
Yeah. Yeah, really. The overtime in the jail, just to give you an example, and these are the things that happen. There's nothing anyone can do about it, but our head jailer went in at 12:30 last night, he's still there. And when you get somebody from that neck of the woods that starts beating their head on the walls and kicking the doors, that becomes a constant watch. We have to do 15-minute checks by law. We have to do 15-minute checks on anyone that we know has been drinking or on drugs or has a mental issue. When someone's beating their head and feet and stuff into the wall, that becomes a constant check, which means the jailer can't jail anymore. So someone has to come in. We don't like to advertise this, but we go down to one jailer overnight. And so when something like that happens, somebody's got to come in and be the second jailer. So Chris has been there, like I said, since 12:30 last night. And those are the things that just happen, and there's nothing anyone in this room can do about it. It's unfortunate.
Okay, any other questions for Rob?
Rob, I did unlock your budget again, so you should be able to go out
Okay.
onto that portal again
Okay.
and make those changes.
All right,
And then just make sure you save it.
Yeah.
And then submit.
okay.
Can you shoot me an email when you do that? I
You
wish
bet.
you'd let me know when.
I'll get it
Did
done as soon as I get back.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming over.
You bet, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You guys have a great weekend. Stay safe.
See, I didn't know John Brandy would be the movie star.
Wow. That's good. Dang. No, it's a good one.
Very nice.
No, I bet. No, it is.
If I use it as your profile picture.
Yeah, I would if I were you.
It turned out well.
Yeah.
It could have been.
Oh, why are we being
Well,
nice?
please share.
Yeah, why are we being nice?
Right?
Have a good weekend.
You too.
So,
Okay, so.
I mean, it comes down to, do we want to have them? I don't know what percent you guys are thinking. I just put in 3 because it's. I don't think we can do more than that personally, but.
Well, stick 3 in, let's see what comes up.
It's gonna get us pretty close. We could go with 3. But it would give us a great starting point if they did that.
So what do- Sorry. So we did I talked to the quarter, there's 2 line items in there, it's not much money, you know, she'd like to live along for this year since she's new. It was on training and mileage. She was less than the same as Sherry had it.
Okay.
Question about.
Do we want to do another budget meeting? When do you leave, Brandy?
I don't leave until the 21st.
We can do it in the middle of next week or next week sometime. We can get some of these, all the numbers back in.
The only day that right now that I have something I need to be, that I need to attend is the 19th. Is a budget
Got something next year.
training.
Oh.
I can meet afternoon on the 10th. Can meet anytime on the 11th. Before 6 on the 12th.
The 10th, I've got a Zoom meeting in the afternoon, all afternoon, thanks to Chris.
We're already.
What are you gonna, what if I don't get reelected? What are you gonna do without me?
Probably.
Who you gonna blame everything on if I don't get reelected?
What's that?
Monday.
They will be putting me on everything.
Monday won't give everybody enough time, I don't think, to
We got our insurance meeting
get what
Monday at
they
11.
need to do.
I've got,
Wednesday 11th, does that work for everybody?
yeah, I'm open to Wednesday.
I'd have to do, I'd like that morning, 'cause I gotta be out of here by.
When's your insurance day?
That's Monday at 11,
Oh, okay.
so that would be nice to have this meeting after that.
We can't make Wednesday.
We want to
We do it in the morning.
Wednesday.
I have ICCD, but I am available after that. That's from 1 to 2.
No, so we can do before that.
Can you do 9 in the morning?
I hear one, I'm not skipping that.
I got Clippers.
No.
I've colored
I got
I've colored calf hair before too, so if you need a color, I can do both.
Yeah.
As long as you like black.
No.
What if we just plan on Friday being a long meeting?
That's fine too.
Okay, I just wanted to keep the ball
And we've done all the fine tooth combing, I think that. is
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
happen.
available all day that Friday. You probably have a cake.
Luckily, I have a game, but I don't want to leave too. No, we will have game next Friday.
I don't hope that anybody wants to be here till 5 o'clock or whatever time your game is.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be here that late.
That sound good? So Friday, we just
Hammer it again.
maybe recess for lunch if we have to.
Probably won't end up being an early out then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring us back lunch.
A bagged lunch is what I'll bring.
Is there a motion?
Yeah.
So moved.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
All in favor, say aye.
I.
Opposed, say nay. We are adjourned.